Hello, friends. Bill O'Leary coming to you live here on this Thursday, part of our Thursday series. Where every Thursday I go live. I haven't done it the past several Thursdays. I've had other commitments, but I'm back in the saddle. And so this is again a series where I go live and talk about a different topic of interest that I see in what I do for a living. So I'm an estate planning attorney, elder law attorney, probate attorney. My firm is Legacy Planning Law Group. So as I like to start off these videos by saying, if you're thirsting for knowledge, you've come to the right place. Today's topic is actually, I've gotten a couple of questions on it in the past couple of weeks. What is a life estate? What is a life estate? So the phrase life estate, a lot of times it comes up in discussions that I'll have about estate planning or maybe Medicaid planning discussions with clients. But what exactly does it mean? Well, a life estate, it's a form of joint ownership that allows one person to remain, let's say, in a house until they die, when at that point it passes to the other owner. And so life estates can be used to avoid the dreaded probate process and to give the house to, let's say, the kids without giving up the ability to live in it for the rest of your life. They also can play a very important role in Medicaid planning. So let me just drill down. With a life estate, there are basically two or more people, and they each have an ownership interest in the property, but for different periods of time. The person holding the life estate, what we call the life tenant, they possess the property, occupy the property during his or her life, okay? The other owner, called the remainder person, has a current ownership interest for sure, but they can't take possession of the property until the death of the life tenant, the life estate holder. The life tenant, by the way, while they're living there, they do have the legal responsibility to maintain the property. Now, when the life tenant dies, the good thing is the house is not going to have to go through the probate court. Since when the life tenant dies, that house passes directly, immediately, what's called by operation of law, it goes right away, pass automatically to the holder of the remainder interest, the remainderment. Because the property is not included in the life tenant's probate estate, it also can avoid Medicaid coming back and taking the house, what we call Medicaid estate recovery. So life estates are often used with Medicaid planning. Now, a life tenant, life estate holder, cannot sell the property or mortgage the property without the agreement of the remainderment. And if the property is sold, the proceeds then are divided up between the life tenant and the remainderment. And it's not always a 50-50 split. There are factors that go into that calculation. And so some of those factors are, let's say, the age of the life tenant at the time of the sale. And as the older the life tenant gets, the smaller their share is going to be, and the larger the share will be that goes to the remainderment. Now, be aware that transferring your property and retaining a life estate, it can trigger a period of ineligibility for Medicaid purposes if you apply for Medicaid within 5 years of the transfer. So purchasing a life estate, by the way, should not result in a transfer penalty for Medicaid if you buy the life estate in someone else's home. Think a child. As long as you pay an appropriate amount for the right to live in there, and you live in the house for more than a year. So, for example, let's say an elderly man who can no longer live in his home might sell the home and then use the proceeds of the sale to buy a home for himself and, let's say, his son and daughter-in-law, as an example. But the father would retain or reserve unto himself a life estate, and the younger couple as the remainderment. As an alternative, the father, let's say, could buy a life estate interest in the children's existing home. So assuming the father lives in the home for more than a year and he paid a fair amount, fair market, reasonable amount for the life estate, the purchase of the life estate should not be a disqualifying factor for Medicaid. So just be aware that there may be some local variations on how this is applied. So check with your elder law attorney. So if you'd like to know a little bit more about how a life estate, what it is and how it works, and maybe how we can help, again, we'd love to talk to you. invite you to reach out to us and take that initial baby step. Schedule a 15-minute free phone call called our Discovery Phone Call. Just go to our website, legacyplanninglawgroup.com, select the book your free call button, and boom, it takes you straight to our scheduling calendar. Pick the day and time that works for you, and basically it's a chance for you to tell us what's on your mind and for us to start a conversation and see if we'd be a good fit. If you have enjoyed this video, I would ask that you like it, and better yet, I'm trying to get the word out. If you could share it, all the better. And hey, if you'd like more information about other topics that maybe relate to estates and trusts and probate and elder issues, I would invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Legacy Planning Law Group. We keep putting up more and more videos every month. So I hope you've enjoyed this talk about what is a life estate. I'm going to give another talk next Thursday, again, part of our Thursday series. So if you're thirsting for knowledge, we will quench your thirst. So Bill O'Leary signing off for now, and on behalf of Team Legacy, go make it a great day and a better world.